What's up guys, how you doing? If you haven't been to my channel before, my name's Subscriber. I'd love it if you subscribed. It's actually, it's down there. Today I'm doing a quick film on how to color grade your Mavic Mini footage. Now this guy has been all over the world with me. I know him very well. He's crashed a ton of times, but he still keeps on flying. Now color grading him is not that easy, but however, since the manual settings for video, which I did a film of right here, came out, you can now use filters like the freewheel filters, which I also did a film of right there. And you can use them to the full potential because you're putting them on and the camera isn't exposing itself, you're exposing it. It's awesome. But what I do in the computer is already simple, and you can't do much because this footage is not log, it's not raw, it will fall apart. Clipping will just make it it will just be white, and if you try to crush the blacks, they will crush. It's just going to be like Mordor out there. It's going to be crazy. So what I basically do is I use a digital version of this filter, which is a graduated filter, and that is what a graduated filter looks like. So you slide up and down your lens, for example, like this, to make your footage lighter or darker. I use it in landscape photography most of the time. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the screen and I'm going to show you guys how I do this in Final Cut Pro X, and I will also be using a plugin from Motion VFX, Polish company, one of the best in the world. They make absolutely incredible plugins. They just dropped one today for pre-order and it looks insane. Anyway, right here I have a clip of the Seychelles, me just flying over the jungle towards the seaside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag M Film Look onto it, and I am going to basically go down. I am going to grab a little bit of white so we can get the white balance going on. I'm going to turn the levels on, so we're going to darken the sky a bit, put in a bit of contrast. We're going to crush the blacks a little. The whites are going to go up just a tiny bit. And that's basically it for levels. For color temperature, I want to get the blue just a little bit bluer there, so like -10. Vibrance up, saturation up a little bit. Remember, you can't do too much because it will just go looking horrible. And I've already overdone it a little bit just to show you guys exactly what's going on here. Now on the left hand side right here I do have my Luma View, and you can see that it is right there on 0. So I could push it up just a tiny bit, but you know that is where I want it with the sky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on the Mac, I'm going to press Option and pull it up. And I'm going to copy it. So I'm going to press V on that clip, so all I have is the clip below. And I'm going to go back into M Film Lock, and I'm going to now expose the jungle. Now I want it to be a little bit lighter in the blacks, the contrast up a little bit, this up a little bit, and remember I'm also exposing the sea at the moment. Gamma up just a tiny bit. Now we're going to go down and we're going to get the saturation up a little bit more, so it's just kind of punching a little bit more, and the color temperature a little bit warmer. And I think that looks pretty cool. Now for the next step, I'm going to turn on the V here, and I am going to take my mask, and this is the graduated mask that I was talking about right here, and you're just going to pull it onto your top clip, and you're going to see what happens. That is it. So if I turn off the bottom one, you can see basically what's happened. If we go to the beginning of the clip, this is quite important because this is me flying over and then panning down. So if we click on the top clip, we can move this mask up just a little bit. I don't want it too much because I don't want it to affect the horizon at all, but right about there. And we are going to click, where are they? Keyframes, so right there. And then we're going to go to the very last frame on this, and we're going to pull up right about there. And so if you look now, you will see it will be moving with the horizon. So if we turn this back on, you can now see if it's affected anything. And I would say it's almost perfect. I can see the bottom of it is a little bit lighter. You can see that. a little bit lighter than it should be. So I'm just going to pull it down just a little bit more. And there we go. So now if we press play on this clip, this is what it looks like. And that looks really, really lush compared to what I had. It's done an incredible job. And if we take the bottom layer and we press Option and pull it right up above everything, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to basically delete film look off that layer right there, and I'm just going to pick a little area and I'm just going to show you the difference. That is the difference we are talking about. It's quite big here, and I did overdo it just a little bit just to get my point through of how I do it. But you can see it's the difference is, you know, it's massive. And that is how I basically color grade most of my footage. I will be very careful if there are mountains. I might have to mask around the mountains sometimes. But that is basically how you do it, and that is basically how it was done in an analog way once, you know. It's really simple, and it kind of gives you those extra few stops of dynamic range from this little guy doing exactly that. So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, make sure you drop them in the comments below. If you haven't checked out Motion VFX, make sure you do, because they are awesome. And if you like my film, give me a thumbs up, because that will be really, really appreciated. Anyway, catch you tomorrow.